Coming up this week, we give our thoughts on SignalGate, Trump not joking about a third term, LeBron versus Stephen A. Smith, and Granny makes her return to talk everything NBA. We'll get into all this and more, so please stop what you're doing. You are now tuned in to The Large Picture. Let's go! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Large Picture with Javon Berry. Please give yourself a round of applause.
But I'm just trying to give you the large picture.
As always, I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you for just checking out another episode of The Large Picture. Wherever you see the show, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, get it out there everywhere, man. We're really trying to grow get the algorithm growing, grow the show, and just, bring more people into the fold. So wherever you see the show, please like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. With that said, man, let's jump right into it this week. First thing that we are going to discuss is SignalGate. That's right. If you are unaware, top U.S. officials were exposed for discussing war plans on the app Signal. Now, this has many problems, right? One of the biggest being, why would confidential information like war plans for a bombing that actually took place be discussed on a non-proprietary government app for security purposes? And if you're wondering how this got exposed, well, well-established reporter from The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, accidentally got added to the chat. A civilian with no security clearance got added to a chat to discuss war plans with top government officials. We still don't know how he got added to the chat. Why? Was it just an error in judgment or what? But it presents so many ramifications, and it really highlights the incompetence of this administration. But before we get into all of that, before we break all of that down, let's go to ABC News for the report.
It's one of the most bizarre and potentially consequential national security lapses to reach the public forum. Top Trump administration officials, including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, laid out plans about the U.S.'s attack on the Houthis in Yemen before putting it into action. The chat over the unauthorized encrypted messaging app Signal accidentally invited in on the conversation editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg.
At 11:44 a.m., I receive a text in this chain from someone who claims to be Pete Hegseth, who provides what I would only call a war plan. I sort of wait with my phone to see if this is a real thing. Sure enough, around 1:50 Eastern time, I see that Yemen is under attack.
The White House confirmed the messages Goldberg reported were authentic. Hegseth then went after and dismissed the reporting itself.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
So as always, this administration, the Trump administration, is taking no accountability for what happened. Pete Hegseth went on record to say nobody was texting war plans. That was a lie. Jeffrey Goldberg then exposed everything in the chat by while also preserving the anonymity. Woo, that kicked my ass. The anonymity of a U.S. Intelligent operative who could have been undercover, who could have been a foreign agent who was on that chat, kept their identity secret while also exposing and highlighting the incompetence of this administration. Now, people are asking, why are they using this chat? Why are they using Signal? Signal, this is my first time finding out about it. Signal is, I guess, apparently sold as encrypted. Is also apparently used for a lot of affairs or because it's supposed to be secret messaging. Really, really bizarre. Why government officials are on there, however, when there are rules and obligations for sensitive information like this, is the more bizarre, dare I say, nefarious purpose. Why use this app? Why not use anything governmental that you would have to record, right? You would have to document what went on, what was said, by who. If you're using Signal, it kind of bypasses that. So it kind of leads you down a rabbit hole of a little bit, right? If they're using Signal for this, what are they using for other, plans that isn't recorded by the government? I had to sit through years of hearing about Hillary Clinton's email server. Some people say it cost an election. So the hypocrisy of this all is the most bizarre thing, right? Like I said, this administration is known for never taking accountability. They never do anything wrong. And when something happens that they like or that people support, they take full credit for it. Hell, they take full credit for other people's achievements. So it's a bunch of blatant hypocrisy going on, but there's also a major security risk. We don't know who gets invited to those chats. We don't know who else is still in that chat. We don't know if other foreign governments can learn about our plans. That impacts the safety the safety of us as a nation, right? It's very, very bizarre that this were to happen, but also that there seems to be no repercussions for it whatsoever. That's a consistency with the current administration. Unfortunately, we've seen it time and time again, but it just highlights the incompetence more than anything. I want to take a quick listen to Tiffany Cross, former MSNBC host, current host of the Native Land podcast, one of my favorites. Let's listen to her discuss this topic, and we'll dive into it.
As a patriot, Scott, I find it really troubling because they ran on this whole idea of this pseudo-patriotism, this regressive masculine patriotism, yet everything they're doing runs against making America great. Well, it was never great, so I'm not going to say the again part, but making America great. You're trying to defend the indefensible. Yeah, I absolutely feel that way. I absolutely feel that way. And I think if you had the history that my people had in this country, that you might have a modicum of understanding and respect for that. America was never great for me.
I think when we talk later about why the Democratic Party is so unpopular,
I'm not here to represent the Democrats. I'm here representing me, and I think it is a common understanding that America may have been great for you. It was not great for me. I think there are people who want her to fulfill that promise. But the point of this discussion right now is the national security of this country, which your party put at risk. I'm not a member of the Democratic Party. I'm not here to represent them. But for me as a journalist, I'm telling you, this was a huge problem. So instead of attacking Jeffrey Goldberg, what they could do is act like men and own this mistake, since they ran on this regressive masculinity campaign, act like men and say, you know what, we failed. But instead what you heard was this president yet again lie and say, oh, I don't know anything about it. Soon enough it's going to be, I don't know this Hexef guy that well. It's a consistent party of lies with this guy, and it's disturbing that there are so many people willing to defend this instead of saying, yes, this is a problem. They have not taken responsibility. We can set aside our political differences.
And I think Tiffany Cross hit it right on the head with her analysis of this particular issue. There's no accountability taken from this administration. And if there is never any accountability, how can we have true checks and balances when someone makes a mistake? Right? Why are people not being held to the same standard? I have to hear about merit-based hirings and this needs to be equal, which is all bullshit anyway. But this just highlights that hypocrisy. But one thing that we have to consider is if government officials are using this messaging app or other apps like it to discuss top secret plans, what else are they discussing that's not on government approved devices? It's just something to think about, right? What else can be discussed? What are they doing? What are they doing to circumvent the government? Because it's not about just the messages being top secret and secure. We have stuff like that in the government that's government approved. You choose to use this one seemingly because it can't be tracked. And if it can't be tracked, what else could you plan that could not be tracked by the government? Just something to think about. Something to really think about. Before we jump into the next topic, let's take a quick break. It's the large picture.
I'm just trying to give them the large picture.
So President Trump has again kicked around the idea of him running for a third term. Yes, you heard that correctly. Running for a third term. Before we dive into it, let's kick to the Today Show for the report and give our thoughts.
President Trump is not ruling out the possibility of seeking a third term, even though it's prohibited by the Constitution's 22nd Amendment. He's joked about it at rallies.
It will be the greatest honor of my life to serve not once, but twice, or 3 times, or 4 times now.
But now, in an exclusive phone interview with NBC's Kristen Welker, he says that there are, quote, methods for doing so, and that a lot of people want me to do it. Asked to clarify, he said, I'm not joking, but added it is far too early to think about it. Asked about one possible method, Vice President J.D. Vance running for president and then passing the baton if he won, Trump responding, quote, well, that's one, but there are others too. The president later speaking on Air Force One.
I don't want to talk about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go.
Okay. So I just want to start by saying the 22nd Amendment is clear that no president should serve two terms. I know some political scholars and historians have debated what that can actually mean. You see how they brought the loophole of the vice president running, winning, and stepping aside. Trump running as J.D. Vance's vice president, J.D. Vance win, J.D. Vance steps aside and gives it to Trump for a third term. I think we should take things like this seriously. I don't think people with no intention to do things like that would joke like that. Each day I wake up and I feel like this administration is really, for lack of a better term, trying their best to wipe their ass with the Constitution. There are no guidelines. There are no checks. There are no balances. There are just, hey, I'm going to do this. Let's test the limit of power to see if we can get it done. And it's really some scary shit, like when you stop and just think about it for a second, right? You hear things like, I'm going to be a dictator, or you won't ever have to vote again, or how he shows praise to Vladimir Putin, or Kim Jong-un, or President Xi in China. It's these authoritarian dictator types he shows favor to, almost as if he wants to be them, right? That should be scary to the average American citizen. Is the thing that supposedly makes America America, makes it a place worth being, is it's democracy, it's freedom, it's our ability to be able to speak what we feel and not suffer repercussions from it, legal repercussions from it, right? You shouldn't be picked up and thrown in jail or threatened to be deported because of your views of a protest, as like for example, like we're seeing now, right? That should concern a lot of people when people speak this way. I wouldn't take it lightly about people scheming to do something to, I don't know, overthrow the government, because we've seen this before. We've seen people storm a Capitol building. They get arrested. The person responsible doesn't get held accountable. He gets reelected somehow and frees all the people who were responsible for throwing the building, all the people who acted in throwing the building. People who listened to his request got pardons, got out of jail. These people hurt officers, damaged government property, incited riots, caused violence. It's a very, very terrible time. And none of them are held accountable, because no one is held accountable in this administration. And it's not lost on me. And it shouldn't be lost on any of you either, that Donald Trump is literally doing everything that you would expect an authoritarian to do. He is literally doing everything that you would expect a dictator to do. He is literally doing everything that you would expect a white supremacist to do. Period. Banning books, taking away the freedom of the press, banning any initiatives based on diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's black civil rights museums that are being targeted right now under his order. You put David Duke in the White House, he does all of this. All of this. It's no different. We should be very concerned as a society, as citizens, that we, as a country, might have committed the worst political blunder in our lifetimes, possibly ever. A lot of the progress that we have worked for the last 50, 60, 70 years is all at risk of going down the drain, especially if you're a black American. Federal buildings, no guidelines, no laws for making facilities separated on race. All programs based on diversity and equity, inclusion outlawed. This is everything that you would expect a white supremacist to do. Your kids, if you are growing up black, your kids are at risk of not knowing their history. They are at risk of not knowing of the achievements and the atrocities that this country committed against them and their ancestors. Jackie Robinson is being removed from it's madness, it's lunacy, and we all should be very, very aware, very, very careful, and very strategic about how we continue to move forward as a society, particularly if you are black. This is me speaking to my community. You should be informed, aware of what they're doing and what is coming, because every move they make is to try to take away some more of your rights. Let's take a quick break. This is The Large Picture.
I'm just trying to give them the large picture.
U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett is coming under fire for referring to Governor Greg Abbott of Texas as Governor Hot Wheels. For those who don't know, the governor of Texas is confined to a wheelchair and has been for a significant amount of time after a tragic accident. Let's listen to the audio and give our thoughts.
We in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
Now, these remarks were made at a human rights dinner hosted by a pro-LGBTQ organization that, Jasmine Crockett was a speaker at. And there has been a lot of discourse online about this. So I thought I would dive in and give some of my thoughts and opinions on it. Now, I want to start by saying I am not a fan of Greg Abbott or his party, but specifically Greg Abbott and the things that he has done, right? I also don't want Democrats to get to the point where we're taking these kind of jabs. It's just not becoming of who I expect them to be as a party. What I look from them. Now, I hear a lot of talk from the left about, look what Trump and the right are doing. Look how they're speaking. We have to get to that. We have to fight fire with fire. We got to get that. And I understand the rationale. Trust me, I do. I get it. Somebody's only going to spew so much venom until you want to start going back. But that in itself is the difference between Dems and Republicans to me. One of the major key differences. Democrats have to operate from a place of empathy. You have to. That's what separates the two. The leader of this party was caught on stage mocking a disabled person. Right? We've seen this. We've seen the attacks against trans folks. We've seen the attacks on women's rights. We've seen how they speak. Right? We've seen how they talked about the sitting vice president when she was running for president. Joe in the hole, or she's not black. We've seen all this. So the hypocrisy coming from that side is baffling. This is what I will say, though. Democrats have to operate from a place of empathy because that is how we move forward as a society. That is how we continue to evolve as a society. Like I said, Greg Abbott is no saint. This is the same governor who pardoned Daniel Perry, a former U.S. Army sergeant who was found convicted of murder for shooting a protester at a 2020 Black Lives Matter event. Excuse me. A man who was convicted of killing a protester at a rally was pardoned by this governor. Understand what I'm saying? The right-wing vigilante white supremacist who was found of murdering someone at a rally was pardoned by the same governor that Jasmine Crockett was referring to. That is only one of the many, many horrible things that Governor Abbott has done as his tenure as governor. Another would be signing in SB4 into law. For those of you who aren't aware, SB4 turns local law enforcement and campus police across the state into federal immigration and law enforcement, giving them power to racially profile, intimidate, and detain people of color. Oh, you look Spanish. You shouldn't be here. I have the right to do this. Oh, you look Haitian. You shouldn't be here. I have the right to do this. Oh, you look foreign. You shouldn't be here. I have the right to do this. This was all done under Greg Abbott's watch by Greg Abbott. He has the power to do it. No different than when Trump pardoned those January 6th protesters. No different than what he did for Daniel Perry. This man murdered somebody in cold blood, in public, in front of other people, and got off. What kind of message is that sending to folks, if not a message of white supremacy? Hey, you do this, you kill somebody at a Black Lives Matter rally, don't worry about it, you get pardoned. You storm the Capitol, don't worry about it, you get pardoned. I understand they're horrible people. I get that. What I'm saying is there are plenty of disabled people in this country who are not like that. Disabled kids, disabled people on the left who are confined to wheelchairs or have other ailments, that wouldn't sting right for. That those words wouldn't sit right for. So I get the notion that, man, we got to go back. We got to go back. We have to fight back. But you're not hurting Greg Abbott. We call Greg Abbott a racist all the time. This is not the first wheelchair joke made about Greg Abbott. But if it's coming from a voice who I very, very much respect, who I very enjoy hearing speak, who I hope that I get the chance to speak to, interview, and work with in some capacity in the future, you can't be doing that. There are other disabled people who look up to Jasmine Crockett, who look up to the Dems, who are looking for the left to be the sanity in chaos. I understand that it's crazy right now, and for a lot of people, the logical rationale is just to hit back and do what they're doing. But it's like the great Michelle Obama said, and those words ring truer to me today: when they go low, we go high. And that's called being the adults in the room. Now, am I saying that we still have to fight? We still have to push forward. We still have to find ways to connect with the people to get legislation passed to undo all of this damage that is being done by this administration, all while satisfying the people of this country and helping make their lives better. That's a tall fucking task. And I get it that it's a lot. I'm just saying we cannot take those steps that the bigots are doing. We can't take the steps that the homophobes are doing. We can't take the steps that the racists are doing. We can't disparage people even if we don't like them. And many of us do not like Greg Abbott. But we can't disparage them. So I understand why it's easy to do that. I understand why it might even feel good in the moment to do that. But there's kids watching. And there's an example being set. Jasmine Crockett is a beautiful, gifted speaker who has a fire for change and is fighting for Texas. And she has come across Greg Abbott personally. So maybe her frustration with him is getting up to here. Still can't do that. We still can't do that. Kids are watching. Other people are watching. We're looking to you to lead and to do it. And I know it's a lot to ask, but to do it with a sense of decorum. So let's get creative. Let's fight. Let's push forward and secure the future that we all deserve, Jasmine, especially for the people who look like us. Especially for the people who look like us. I just beg of you, sister, don't go down that route with them, regardless of what other folks are saying. There's too many people watching, too many impressionable people watching, and we don't ever want them to feel like, damn, I don't want to be on the side of the bullies too. You understand what I'm saying? I respect her so much. She is such a phenomenal person, and the sky is the limit for Jasmine Crockett. Take a quick break and get back to it. It's The Large Picture.
I'm just trying to give them the large picture.
All right. What else are we going to get into? Oh, I know. What everybody's been waiting for. LeBron versus Stephen A. Smith. For those of you who are unaware, I don't know how you could be unaware, LeBron and Stephen A. got a little bit of beef going on, man. It's a little bit of beef happening. So we're going to break down our thoughts about it and how it got to that point. So let's kick this off. A while back, so all of this is centered around LeBron's son, LeBron James Jr., Bronny James, making it to the NBA. Some people don't believe he should be in the NBA right now. Some people believe he should have stayed in college to develop. Some people believe he doesn't deserve a slot. Whatever your opinion is whatever your opinion is. That being said, that has led to some criticism that could be taken a bit personal. I don't want to make too many accusations. Let's listen to some of the audio, and we'll give our thoughts and touch on it from there. So let's see how it kicks off. This is Stephen A. on First Take talking about Bronny James. Here we go.
I'm really, really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James. One of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball, number 2 in my eyes. A treasure to the game of basketball that we should and will all miss when he is gone. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffeys in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better.
So Stephen A. made those statements live on First Take, basically saying he is pleading to LeBron as a father. I'm coming to you, father to father. You need to stop this. Before I give my thoughts on it, let's listen to a little more audio. Here is so from there, LeBron heard that audio. And I believe it was a Lakers and Knicks game Stephen A. was at. LeBron, I believe it was a timeout in the third quarter, went up to Stephen A. and basically pressed him saying, hey, yo, keep my son out of this shit, right? For lack of a better term, right? Stephen A. heard that, initially was remorseful about it on First Take. Seeing clips of LeBron and Richard Jefferson laughing and talking about it. Then Stephen A. just, I didn't know it was this. Yeah, and then got into Stephen A. mode. So here is LeBron's official media response on the Pat McAfee show, also on ESPN. Here's what LeBron had to say about Stephen A.
Yep. Which leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it. Oh yeah, you're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, on fire. You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you could address it, it's your ass. Like seriously, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about it again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, relax, bro. Relax. Seriously.
So this is LeBron. I'm sorry, I just thought the tidy whities part was funny. But this is LeBron responding to Stephen A., basically saying he's pleading to him as a father. LeBron just, didn't like the whole diatribe, the whole I'm coming to you as a father, because that's not basketball related. That's a bit personal, right? So before we get more and more in depth, let's listen to what Stephen A. had to say on his podcast after the Pat McAfee sit down. Here we go.
But don't the truth matter? Because there's one person in this ordeal that's telling the truth, and it's me. I don't lie to y'all. His ass lies a lot. And there's a lot of shady stuff that he does. And one of the things is his passive aggressiveness and the two-facedness and smile in your face and dig you behind the back. I happen to know that about him, which is why I don't like him. And he don't like me. But it doesn't stop me from being fair and calling it like I see it. We ain't exchanging Christmas gifts. We ain't having Thanksgiving dinner together. What you bring your son up in there for? What you bring your family up in there before? You gonna go on Pat McAfee show, talk about you gonna protect your house. What you talking about? Your son ain't at the house. He's at Crypto.com arena. We ain't covering him in Brentwood. We covering him in downtown LA at the Crypto.com arena. Where you put him.
So obviously, Stephen A. still feels he has done nothing wrong. He doesn't understand why LeBron is bringing his, why you say you got to protect your household or bring your son. You the one got your son into the league. This is all part of the league. This is why I don't agree with Stephen A. If you were critiquing Bronny's game, even if you just said, yo, you could just benefit from being in the G League more. We don't need to see you on this big stage. You're killing in the G League. Keep doing that. You can understand the criticism a bit more. Stephen A. got on his nationally syndicated, nationally broadcast platform, millions of people. He tells you how he's been number one for X amount of years. Congratulations to him. Big, matter of fact, no, clap it up for Stephen A. Big $100 million deal from ESPN. What did he sign? A 5-year, $100 million? Clap it up, Stephen A. Yeah, because that's a big deal, black man. What you accomplished is a big deal. So, yeah, we salute that. We give an applause. But that is separate from critique of basketball. If you were to say, hey, Bronny is only averaging this much, his shooting percentage is this much, he needs to work on defensive schemes, his lateral movement isn't this, his conditioning could be up to par here, I'm not seeing him attack passing lanes like this, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All valid basketball critiques, right? We can agree, right? The second you say, I'm pleading to you as a father, you take it out of the realm of basketball. What the hell does my parenting have to do with his basketball ability? You are paid to critique basketball. Please critique basketball. Not that hard, right? You can see why someone, I don't know if who's listening to this has children. I don't know how many black men who listen to this have children, in this scenario have sons. I don't know how many of you would be okay with somebody who has no knowledge of who you are as a father, how your household is ran, what you and your wife do to raise your children, how anybody could give a critique and say, I'm coming to you, father, as a father. You talking to me like it's some kind of damn intervention. Man, we got to stop this. This is looking bad. No, because you came out a short time later after he had his best game, albeit in garbage time against the Bucks, but he showed how some of his skills can translate to an NBA game. He got on First Take the next day and said, LeBron, I might have been wrong. It's not about you might have been wrong. I know you were wrong. The fact that you question my parenting is the whole problem, which is why when Bron went on Pat McAfee, he still don't get the point. Stephen A. is saying his real beef with me is because Jordan is my number one, and I'll never say he would. Do you know how many people Bron has told Bron he's not the greatest player of all time? Okay. Even if LeBron James feels he's the greatest player of all time, okay, that's not stopping somebody from it's causing somebody to have a beef with you. No, you got on your platform that goes out to millions of people and question my fathering. One thing that you know about it, you don't even have to study LeBron James because he talks about it so much. You ask him anything, what he values most in life. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what it is? Drum roll, please. His family. Always talks about his family. Always talks about giving his kids the life that he never had. Talks about how much he loves and adores his wife. James gang, you can see it on all three of those kids' faces. They love their father. That is the thing that is most precious to that man in his life. So for you to get on your national program that goes out to millions, pull up from 30, that goes out to millions of people, for you to say, I'm coming to you as a father, as if you think I'm doing something wrong as a father, is asinine, to use a Stephen A. Smith word. It's ridiculous. It really, truly is. Black man, don't get on your big platform and question my fathering. Question my parenting. You see what I'm doing. So much so that you apologize for the ridiculous take a little while later. Now, you can debate on, hey, you should be in the G League. I heard other people say that. Oh, he just need to be in the G League. I'm going to say this. We rarely see people in this hybrid scenario because it's never fought for. It's not about how you get to it's not about the end goal. It's about how you get there. So if he would have got there, staying in college for 2-3 years and then coming out, or staying in the G League for 2-3 years, or doing this hybrid, hey, I get to see what NBA time is like. Hey, I get to see what G League time is like. We don't know what benefits that's going to have for him. Obviously, it's something positive because he's getting better and better, right? And yes, it might take a couple years before he's a true NBA talent, but usually it takes guys about 3 years. 3-4 years before we start seeing who they really are. Do we want to go look up James Harden's averages his first season. Go look up Paul George's averages his first season. Guys take time to develop, and I'm not comparing Bronny James to Paul George and James Harden or whatever. I'm not sure what his ceiling is right now. He's so raw. I know he can be a good defender and he can shoot the hell out of the rock. I heard the Gary Payton II conversations. He's a better shooter than him. I heard some people say maybe his ceiling is Drew Holiday. I don't know. I think he can be a starting point guard in 3 years and go from there. And if the path of a hybrid solution in the G League and the NBA gets that done, so be it. Do you know how much I have done for this league? How much I have done for careers? People have whole careers off of LeBron James, Brian Windhorst, Skip Bayless, Dan Le Batard, and what they started in Miami when the Heatles were formed. The economy of LeBron James. You disrespect him, you're going to say, oh, man, well, your son don't need to be here. He getting X, Y, and Z. I don't hear any other second-round picks that y'all talking about like that. I just don't. So I think all LeBron is asking is like, yo, keep it basketball. Doesn't have to be personal. You going on this, oh, you don't like me because it's, you're not my, you sneaky behind the scenes or you be lying. Stephen A. been doing this for a long time. I'm sure he has skeletons in his closet about stuff behind the scenes. If we want to ask Max Kellerman, I'm sure we can dig it up. Like, what are we talking about? Keep it basketball. That's the problem. Keep it basketball. Because that's not basketball. That's personal. Right? I'm going to take a quick break. This is the large picture.
I'm just trying to give them the large picture.
And lastly, but certainly not least, you know we got to do around the NBA, talk a little hoops action. Trying to see where I want to start at. There's so much going on around the league. Who's going to make a playoff push with teams on a hot streak? Who's going to make MVP? You know what? Hold on 1 second. I'm tripping. I ain't got to talk hoops by myself.
A grandson.
Granny, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Are you there?
Can you hear me loud and clear now?
Yes, I can.
Are you busy?
No, I told you I was watching the game. I'm never busy.
You just watching the game?
I'm just watching the game. I ain't busy. I cook my dinner. And that's it. That's all for the day.
You must consider yourself a basketball aficionado or something like that.
Well, you know I got the title.
Well, I am so glad that you're so well versed in the NBA, because I would like to say welcome to an episode of The Large Picture with Javon Berry. Welcome, my Granny. Make some noise! Make some noise for Granny. Granny, how you doing?
Granny doing good. Yeah. Granny can't complain.
All right. Well, I'm calling you to get down to business so we can talk about some NBA hoops action. And since you are my senior NBA correspondent, I thought I would give you a call.
Well, I'm here to tell you that Zion and C.J. McCollum is out for the season.
Well, I expected that.
Yeah, they go. Everybody going though.
Mm-hmm. It's
been really didn't turn his ankle. He just took a play with Phoenix.
Who?
KD
hurt his ankle? When? Today?
Yesterday.
I didn't see it. I've been tied up. So
didn't nobody watch that beat down 148 or something, you know. But I saw on the clip, and they said he hurt his ankle, and he probably won't play no more. But I think he's just tired of playing with Phoenix. He out.
Where you think he's gonna go?
I have no idea.
I heard somebody mention San Antonio. I heard people mention Memphis, and I heard his boy Kyrie is trying to get him down there in Dallas.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be a lot. I don't know if that's realistic. How it's gonna happen. I don't know if they want to pay for. I don't know if that new ownership want to pay for all those guys.
Nah, that'd be cool. But Memphis would be cool. And what's the other one?
San Antonio.
San Antonio. Well, you know San Antonio will pay.
You think San Antonio gonna pay?
Well, yeah, they'll pay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They'll pay.
Okay. So,
couldn't you say Wemby and KD
and De'Aaron Fox and Chris Paul? Yes, I can. I can definitely see that team together.
Oh, even though San Antonio lost the other day in the fourth, I have to say Bobblehead was balling.
Who? Excuse me?
Bobblehead. You know who Bobblehead is?
I do not know who this Bobblehead is that you speak of, Granny.
Your cousin.
Granny, you got to stop doing all this hating now. I called you to talk NBA, okay? So are you ready to talk hoops? Crazy lady. What you laughing for? You so crazy.
Okay, come on.
All right, here we go. Okay, my first question for you is, it's a big one. You ready? No, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna save that one. First question is, who do you think is the teams that are coming out of the West and the East this year?
Well, you know who they are.
I don't know. Wait, in the West, I don't know. You talking about who I think you think they are, or who I know they are?
Well, you know, OKC.
OKC and
I don't know. Memphis just lost again. So
wait. I'm talking about who's coming out the West and who's coming. You talking about who going to the conference finals?
No, you said who coming out the West.
Right. So you said OKC coming out the West.
Of course they are.
That is, you are real confident about that. Who's coming out the East?
I want to say Cleveland, but I really do. I really want Cleveland to come out the East, but it's going to be a battle between Cleveland and Boston.
It's going to be a battle between Cleveland and Boston. No other team. Dame hurt, right? So Milwaukee couldn't be able to make no push.
Milwaukee ain't going to come out, and Miami ain't going to do nothing.
The Knicks been up and down.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right, Gene. It's probably going to be between Cleveland and Boston.
Cleveland and Boston, but OKC coming out the West.
Now, why are you so confident about that? As stacked as the West is?
Because I know.
Well, no.
I know.
Well, you said it was coming out the West last year, didn't you?
Well, did I?
I think so. I think so. I think you said that.
This year they gonna do it.
Why this year, Granny?
It's just I feel very confident that OKC
you feel
gonna stay like they are, and they're gonna be cool. They ain't gonna be nervous, and they're just gonna play their game.
You feel confident that OKC will beat any team in the West in a 7-game series?
Yeah, I do.
So you think OKC is going to beat Denver in 7 games?
What?
You think OKC will beat Denver in 7 games?
Yeah, I do.
You think OKC is going to beat the Lakers in 7 games?
Yeah, I do.
You think OKC can beat Golden State with Jimmy Butler in 7 games?
You know I love Jimmy. You know I do. But yeah, I do.
Wow. You got a lot of faith in this OKC team. They 9-1 right now. They 9-1 in their last 10, 62-12. And they like
right. But let me break something down to you.
All right, break it down.
Okay. It might not take 7 games on all of these. You know what I'm saying?
You got OKC winning the championship.
Oh, yeah, I do. There's this thing called a sweep.
Wait.
You know? Wait. 5-1, you know.
Wait.
I have uber confidence OKC go do it. Even though I know that Lakers got playoff experience and Golden State got playoff experience. They all got experience, you know.
Okay. This is the young boys you going for ain't got no deep playoff experience.
Yeah, but I think those, and you know, I like my young'uns.
I do.
I love my young guns. So hey, I think this is my prediction.
Okay.
That OKC is gonna be the NBA champion.
Let me ask you a question. If OKC meets Denver, how does OKC stop Jokic?
Defense.
Oh. How? What you mean defense?
OKC got offense and defense.
I was talking about how OKC gonna stop Jokic. That's all I'm asking.
Defense.
Oh, okay. That just shows. So if you
is good, but Jokic can be stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now wait. This is leading me into my next point, Granny, because I wanted to ask you. You said Jokic can be stopped.
Jokic can. I think anybody can be stopped.
Well, there's some players who couldn't be stopped, but I understand what you're saying.
Name?
Kobe Bryant couldn't be stopped.
I know you was gonna throw Kobe in there because you know I don't know.
Kobe Bryant could
Because
be
you know
stopped.
I don't know.
You think Michael Jordan could be stopped?
Oh, hell no.
Well, you just said anybody can be stopped.
Except Michael Jordan.
Except Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Okay. I just
And LeBron got the most points all time, so you might throw him in that list too, Gene.
I saw LeBron and shit.
Oh, see. This is that. I ain't even ask you. I ain't even trying to get you on a hate LeBron tangent
I don't hate LeBron.
Okay.
But they cheat for LeBron, so.
Oh, Granny. Oh, my goodness.
You know me and my conspiracy, so hey.
Yeah, no, get them conspiracies out of here. Ain't nobody cheating for LeBron.
If the Lakers win, I stopped watching NBA.
You say this every year. If the Lakers win. Why, Granny? Why the Lakers can't win? Why can't the Lakers win a championship this year?
Because they can't be OKC.
Why can't they be OKC? Who gonna stop Luka and LeBron?
Shy and Jay Will and Jay Dub and Ted Holmgren.
Anybody worry about them? You don't think them lights might be getting a little too bright for those guys over there? This is their first time trying to.
They cool. They
good. They just ready.
They're good. They're ready.
Let me ask you another question. Big question.
Right.
Big question.
Okay.
And I want you to really think about this question.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Who is the NBA's most valuable player this season?
Sure. I gotta think about it.
You just giving it to SGA.
It's SGA.
I want SGA to win, Grant. I like SGA.
SGA is the best player. I don't care what they say. They keep trying to get Jokic the shit again.
Well, Granny.
Jokic ain't gonna get it.
Granny.
Shaq gonna get it.
Granny. Jokic is averaging a triple-double. And he is top 3 in 4 of the 5 major statistical categories. He is second in steals.
How many points per game you got?
He got 29.3. So almost.
How many Shaq got?
Shea is averaging 32.9.
Who's the number 1 team in the West?
OKC.
I rest my case.
But Granny, Jokic is top 3 in 4. I've never seen somebody top 3 in scoring, top 3 in rebounds, top 2 in assists, top 2 in steals.
Top 3 in scoring. Who's number 1 in scoring?
Well, SGA is. I'm talking about some. No, Granny, but he's top 3 in 4 categories. 4.
So
I've never seen. I've been watching basketball all my life. I've never seen this.
Why you going for the Serbian, man?
It's not about if I'm going for Serbian or not. I told you I want SGA to win, but I gotta look at the numbers, Granny. This is.
Well, see, that's your problem, Javon.
What's my problem?
You always be looking at numbers.
Numbers
you don't go with your gut.
Excuse
me.
You
don't go with your gut. You need to go with your gut. Forget all the damn research and numbers crunching and all that shit. Go with your gut. What's your gut say?
But numbers are about. Well, if I'm going with my gut, then I'll be like, man, the guy leading in 4 of the 5 major statistical categories is really good. He really. In my heart, I love watching SGA play. Listen to me.
Right.
Listen, I love watching him play. He is phenomenal. Watching him play.
I want to get in that closet of his so bad.
He is.
I want to get in his closet.
He fly, Granny. He fly. And he be dressing a little bit. Sometimes he get a little weird, like when he's running around in big red boots. But he be dressing a little bit.
Have you seen Halliburton and his shit?
Halliburton too. He be
He really out there.
But this is what I'm saying. I've seen someone average a triple-double. I haven't seen in my lifetime someone average a triple-double. It translates to winning so much. And they're top 3 in scoring, top 3 in assists, top 3 in steals, top 3 in blocks. That's crazy, Granny. That is absolute. That is.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
How many times has Denver beat OKC in the regular season?
Ooh,
how many times?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I mean, go on, Mr. Research. Just look it up.
That's a good question. I had to look that. I had to look. So you just think OKC is just better than Denver?
I think OKC is better than everybody.
Oh, so you ain't even leaving me no suspense. You stamping it. OKC is winning the championship in 2025, is what you said.
Hell to the end.
Come June, SGA is going to have his first ring and first finals. And you telling me SGA is going to win MVP, get his first finals MVP, and get a championship.
Uh-huh.
I don't think nobody did that since Michael Jeffrey Jordan, did they?
Well, hey, it's time. I have confidence in OKC.
Okay, well you're not leaving me no room for suspense. So you got if there's
you're the one that don't want to tell and all that shit.
Well, Granny,
I just tell you.
I got to do my research, Jane. Research got to be done.
Always see, Granny. That's why you lose.
Lose.
That's why you be who's
Granny,
professor right now?
Granny, please.
Who's professor?
Granny,
Say it.
Granny.
Who's professor?
You professor right now. You won the last. Yes, you. I don't. Granny, you can't mislead the people now. The world knows that I'm the foremost NBA basketball knowledge expert like on the planet right now. So
okay. Wake up, baby. Wake up. I know you do.
What?
Wake up.
Greg, I am the world's foremost basketball expert.
You know what? It ain't nothing like a vet, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Granny, please.
And your granny is a vet. Your granny has been watching this game since before you were born. So shut up.
That mean you got all the answers, G.
I do, because see, I saw it. You know, you have to Google shit. I actually saw it. I watched it. I saw it.
Yeah, Granny, but you talking about back then. You talking about back then. I'm not talking about when Rick Barry was playing.
I'm talking about right back then till now.
Yeah, Granny, but you want to tell me how?
All you do, shut up. All you do as you age is you just acquire more knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Granny, but I'm not asking you how good Bob Cousy was. I'm talking about the NBA now.
Bob Cousy was a bad boy.
Yeah, I know. Bob Cousy couldn't do nothing with Kyrie.
Well, I don't know.
Take that, Bob Cousy.
No. They couldn't do nothing with. I mean, if they was the same age,
Granny,
you know.
Granny, please. If Kyrie magically transported back in that time, they'd call that man a witch. They wouldn't know what to do with him.
Kyrie a dead ass.
You wouldn't know what to do with him, Granny. They wouldn't know what to do with him. Okay, well, so you basically saying this. So is there anybody in the East that you think has a chance of beating OKC?
No.
Okay.
Cleveland, I think Cleveland and Boston, either Cleveland or Boston would give them 7 games, but they're not going to beat them.
Is Boston fully healthy? Like fully healthy Porzingis, fully healthy Tatum?
Well, Jaylen Brown is out.
Right, I'm just talking about by the time playoffs get going. If Boston is fully healthy by the time the playoffs get going, you don't think that poses a threat for OKC?
No, because you know what? OKC can shoot that thing too. They can shoot some threes. They can shoot threes.
They can. They can shoot some.
They can. Threes, you know? Boston been winning on those threes, but OKC can shoot some threes. Don't tell him my boy J Dub can't shoot no threes.
Granny, I hear you.
And don't tell me Shaq can't shoot no threes.
They
Come on now.
All right.
Come on. And also, Cleveland can shoot some threes. That little Ty Jerome little boy can shoot that thing. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, Granny. I hear you.
And Darius Garland can shoot that thing.
Darius Garland can shoot that thing.
And Donovan, oh, my love, can shoot that thing. So, hey, I think that it's going to be a good matchup because it's going to be Cleveland and Boston.
Cleveland and Boston. All right, so who is OKC facing in the Western Conference Finals?
Who number 2?
Right now? I think, no. It's Houston right now.
Oh, that'd be a good matchup.
It's Houston right now.
That'd be a good matchup.
So OKC number 1, Houston number 2, Denver is number 3, LA is number 4, Memphis is number 5, Golden State is number 6.
Number 6. Okay, well, ain't nobody gonna beat OKC, but let me see who will give them the best game. Let me see. Probably Denver.
Denver?
Yeah, probably Denver. No, Denver give them the best game.
Okay.
Yeah. That might go 7 with Denver.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, but Houston and OKC, see, that's 2 of my youngins. You know what I'm saying? I like those youngins. You know?
I got you, Granny. I got you.
I like those youngins. I'm sorry. I do, but my pick, here's my pick. Well, you know my pick. OKC gonna win it all.
OKC winning the championship.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna have to see when the playoffs start.
Well, they coming.
All right. Is there anything else interesting around the NBA that you wanted to talk about?
Let me see. Oh, Phoenix. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Nah, they've been a disappointment this season. They've been a disappointment. Philly been a disappointment.
Well, I wish Tyrese Maxey would go somewhere else.
Oh, Granny, why? No, that's not how this works, Granny. No.
That's how it should work.
No.
I wish he would go somewhere else.
No.
Or either Philly get some players, give him his flower shop so he could go.
I just think they've been dealing with some unfortunate injuries this season. But
what's wrong with Paul George?
He been injured. He been injured.
So, but what's wrong with him?
They said he had to have surgery for something. I forget what it was, but he been injured.
You're right.
Granny, he had surgery. What are you talking about?
I think they be lying.
You always think somebody lied. You always think somebody lied.
Wait a minute. You don't want to talk about
what?
Ben Simmons.
What about Ben Simmons?
He's playing.
He is, and that's another team you need to worry about.
I got a damn clip.
That's another team you need to worry about because your boy is back playing like your boy.
I know.
Yeah, you ain't said nothing about him, and they not scared. They not scared of them young boys over there in Oklahoma.
I don't think none of them scared of them. It's not about being scared. It's just about who's the best players. And I think OKC got this.
Okay.
That's just what I think.
Okay.
And I know they got a lot of experience on the Clips.
They do. They got a lot of experience on the Clips.
Harden playing right. I'm like, damn.
It's all clicking together.
Playing. He's playing.
They can defend. They can score. They finding their rhythm. There's a couple teams that's gonna be scary.
Couple teams
that's going.
But I'm mad at. You know what? I'm mad at the Clips.
Why?
Because they traded Terrence Mann. I love that little boy.
Terrence Mann.
I love him.
Terrence Mann is nice.
And they traded him, and I'm mad. Who that get? Ben Simmons?
Oh well, I mean they got a playmaker who can defend. That's what.
Well, yeah, because I watched him play when he was playing.
Yeah, because all his stuff has been mental, and that's what that's what folks have been saying. But if he fully healthy, you got to understand before all this stuff happened, Doc Rivers had him locking down Trae Young.
Well, I was in love with Ben Simmons. Simmons was my boy.
Yeah, it's just been a lot. It's just been a lot for him, right?
Yeah,
it's just been a lot.
But I watched it. He was bomb, I said, "What that man did?" I started to call you, but you probably was asleep because he was a late game. But he was hooping.
Okay.
And defensively, and blocking and all that shit. I'm like, go be serious.
So you're not concerned about the Clippers at all, huh?
You know, Javon, all I say is this: those teams like that, those good teams, it'll probably go 7 games. Okay.
Okay.
But in the end,
if it goes 7 games, that means it could go either way. By the way.
No. In the end, OKC walking with the win.
I'm glad you got so much confidence in this very.
I do. You don't have like one team that you're confident in, not one.
That I'm currently confident in that's gonna win it all. I don't know if I felt that way truly outside of a team being super stacked. Like when KD went to Golden State, I knew they was gonna win. But outside of a team being super stacked, I don't know if I felt that way since Kobe was in the league. I don't know if I felt like, and after the Lakers lost in 2008 to the Celtics, I knew when they came back that next year they was going to win. I knew they was going to win.
I haven't felt this way since Michael Jeffrey. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I haven't felt this confident. Well, yes, I have. When Golden State was doing their thing, I was very confident.
Okay.
You know, very confident that they got this. You know, but I am very confident that OKC, led by SGA, they're gonna do this.
All right.
They're gonna do this. I don't think Boston gonna do back to back. I just don't feel it. You know, I don't feel it.
Okay.
You know. So.
Well,
But then I was just thinking the other day, it ain't gonna happen. Houston against Boston. Udoka against Missoula. How about that?
I don't know if Houston ready yet, but that'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. That's definitely a good storyline.
That's a good storyline.
That is a good storyline. What about the Lakers in Cleveland? That's a good storyline.
What, JJ ready?
No, Lakers in Cleveland. LeBron stopping Cleveland from getting the championship?
Oh no, that ain't gonna happen.
Yo, we'll talk about that.
I don't care how many Lucas they got.
What if Steph and Jimmy was like, all right, we not playing with y'all no more. Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond like, we not playing with y'all no more. We finna show y'all what real basketball is.
Oh yeah, they quite capable of doing it.
They definitely quite capable.
Jimmy is a motherfucker. I damn playoff Jimmy is rough, you know. And you know I love Jimmy, and I do want Jimmy to get a ring. I really do, because he deserves one.
He definitely do.
Yeah. Playoff Jimmy is rough,
I knew you was a little mad at him about how he handles stuff in Miami. You forgive him now?
Oh, hell yeah, I forgive him. You know I forgive Jimmy. I forgive Jimmy everything, you know. Jimmy's just crazy, and that's all right. Okay. You know, I'm attracted to the craziness.
Okay,
so hey.
Okay. All right.
But I don't know. Jimmy almost lost me to Donovan.
Granny, ain't nobody talking about who you got crushes on, okay? We talk about just the NBA season.
Okay.
You talk about who you want to go out and date.
I can't talk about my man. You're basketball groupie Granny.
Granny.
But yeah. I can't help it.
You are so crazy. Okay, well, you gave me your picks. You ain't leave me with no suspense. You told me OKC is going to win the championship this year, no matter who they play, no matter who they match up against. I am not sure about that, but I like your confidence. I do.
Okay, but Jamal, it's like I always ask you when I call you when a game is on, when it's two good teams, and I say, who you got?
Yeah, but you don't be telling me all the specifics. Like that last Boston game, you tricked me. Because I picked you. Yes, you did. Because I picked.
I didn't trick you. Because you know what? Like I said, when Boston was beating Cleveland 25-3, you was calling me talking smack.
But you tricked me because.
I said I wasn't worried. I said I wasn't worried about it.
You be up to some mischievous stuff, Granny. I'm starting to realize it's been it's been a lot of.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what the grandson called his grandma. He called her Loda. He called his granny Loda.
You be doing some sneaky stuff, Granny. I don't know. You be doing some sneaky stuff sometimes.
When it was 25-3, you come calling me, come asking me, was I all right?
I was just making sure, Granny. I just had to make sure you was okay.
I told you I was cool. I was fine because I wasn't worried.
Okay. All right.
But see, and I always ask you, I say, who you got? And just one time in our conversation, I just want you to tell me.
Well, when playoffs come, that's when the true test is, because you locked in with your team over an entire series, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
So I'm like, when playoffs come is the real measure.
Well, yeah, but sometimes we have the same teams when playoffs come.
Yeah, but we got to find some teams that's not the same. At least one.
Well, OKC and whoever.
I don't know. I might like OKC. I'm not 100% sold. Lack of experience is a big deal, and I'm not. And as much as I want SGA to get MVP, Jokic just putting up crazy. It's like historically crazy, and it's translating to
winning. And then it's also like they say, the year Carmelo won the MVP. Michael Jordan was the best player.
Sure. And Michael
Jordan won it, what, 3 times?
I agree with you. So
they just gave it.
Well, that's what they call Malone. That's what they call voter fatigue. So you saying SGA is Karl Malone?
Oh, Granny.
That's what you saying, G, because Jokic done won.
I'm just making a statement.
Are you telling me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is Karl Malone?
You know what, Granny? I don't want to cuss on the podcast. But you know how I feel about Karl Malone.
You know, I don't mess with Karl Malone either, Granny. I'm just, we don't rock with Karl Malone in this family.
No, we do not rock with him.
We do not rock with Karl Malone.
No, I'm not just saying that, but I believe, I just believe Shai deserves. He deserves it. He deserves, and you still can't tell me how many times.
I didn't look it up. I have to look it up. I didn't look it up. But I'm with you. I would be happy if he got it. I definitely think he deserves it. I'm just saying. But Granny, I'm just saying you cannot deny what Jokic is doing. You can't deny it.
I know what he's doing, but you can't deny what Shai is doing.
He is. I've never seen anybody be top 3 in 4 to 5 major statistical categories, Granny. I just never seen it. Never seen it.
Did you see that cool ass pass he made to Aaron Gordon?
That was a cool pass.
That was a cool
pass. I watched it like 5 times. I'm like, ooh, that was smooth.
You know what I watched 100 times?
What's that?
Josh Giddey, half court, at the buzzer.
Okay, Granny, I ain't got time for that. This sounds like
Laker.
This sound like Laker hate. This sound like Laker hate. That was a good shot, though. That was a good shot. They took a
that was phenomenal. I don't care who we was playing.
The Bulls got some promise. They still getting on my nerves. I can't even watch any games here because of the stupid contract that Reinsdorf signed.
How come them Bulls come on local?
No, I don't even know. They did something. They got rid of Chicago Sportsnet. That was the channel that the Bulls came on. Now I think they only got like a package with like DirecTV or something like that. But no, when a game comes on, and it's Chicago, it's blacked out, and I'm in Chicago. That's why it's so. I haven't been able.
Don't come on a couple of hours later.
Well, yeah, but I don't be watching playbacks like that unless I'm just trying to pick up on some highlights or something.
Yeah.
But okay, you gave me your picks. I hear you. I'm with you. We're gonna be talking more over the season. Do you have any last words you want to say to the people before I let you go, G?
OKC, baby.
OKC, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, This is my granny. Granny, thank you for calling in to the Large Picture. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much. Get Granny another round of applause, please, because she definitely deserves it, even though she doesn't know basketball as well as I. We can still give her a round of applause, right, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do it.
Let me say that fast talk, Granny.
I love you, Granny. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for being my senior most NBA correspondent.
Right, that's right.
And
that's right. Of course,
and
listen, I want to ask. I'm gonna tell you one more thing.
Okay.
When you get rich,
okay,
I'm for doing this.
Okay.
The game I want to go to, I want to go to Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
And sit next to Spike Lee.
We in there.
That's what I want to do. I want to sit next to Spike Lee.
We gonna be at Madison Square, sit next to Spike.
And Denzel on the other side. That's right.
All right.
That's what I want.
Thank you for calling in, Granny. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, love you, Granny.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Granny. Thank you, Granny.
Sorry, Granny.
Love you, Gene.
Okay, bye-bye.
That was my granny tuning in. She gives the best basketball insight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Large Picture with Javon Berry. Please like, share, subscribe anywhere the podcast is found. We'll be back next week. Thank you for all the love and support, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.